Hi everybody, and welcome back to FANG Friday. This is Ross Healy, the chairman of Strategic Analysis Corporation and a senior portfolio manager at McNichol & Associates Asset Management. Similar to last week, the real standout in the market this week is the reality that both the NASDAQ and the Standard & Poor's have been closing in very tightly to their key valuation targets, both coming within less than 2% of my SVA targets. I, for one, remain on pins and needles to see what will happen this time around. Even as the index moves towards the moment of truth, and the optimists suggest higher and higher possible targets, the key stocks, that is to say the AI stocks, are the question mark right now. But you might ask, Ross, isn't less than 2% close enough to call it a hit? I have to tell you that in my experience with our market technology, I usually look for virtually dead precision before I personally want to take action. As I said last week, you could, indeed, you should reasonably ask whether the NASDAQ 100 could break out to an all-time high. And I would respond that it might be possible if all that AI hype experiences a strong business follow-through in 2025. And that's the unanswered question, because so far the answer is no. The problem is, for the NASDAQ to break out, it would have to carry the Standard & Poor's 500. And for both indices to break out to new highs, that would tell us that the business outlook has radically changed. And to dangle a carrot in front of any of you who have not signed up for our gold webinar, that is one critical thing that I shall be discussing on January the 10th, about 1 month from now. Anyway, without further ado, let's take a close look at what did happen last week. As always, before I do like to say thanks to everyone who likes this video and all our subscribers. It really helps to grow our channel, and we appreciate it greatly. Okay, let's start off with Amazon, and actually until today, when it's set back a little bit, Amazon had a decent week, not a great week, but certainly a decent week, and it looks like it still wants to get to its HB1, which is well, that's 9.5 times book. Whether it will or not, of course, depends very, very much on the market, doesn't it? Alphabet had a superb week. Look at that, it just leapt forward, I think trying to reach its own bubble price, which is 7.4 times book. Again, whether it is able to get there will depend very, very much on the market, but it certainly looks as if it wants to. Microsoft, what an annoying stock, eh? It was sort of coming in for a landing here on its HB1, and then it's kind of lifted off a little bit right now. Well, we'll have to see if there's any follow-through here as well. Meta, a stock which I have been kind of expecting wants to get to its HB1. You remember I showed you the past history and that this is a breakout to a new all-time high. Well, this is going to be, I think, very interesting here going forward. And can it get to the HB1? Again, probably depends on the market. And finally, Apple. Well, Apple has been firming up a little bit here, as indeed have all, or almost all, of the AI stocks. Now, here's the one exception, and that is to say NVIDIA. And NVIDIA, contrary to what the other AI stocks have been doing, has actually been losing ground. And today, you might have observed NVIDIA is actually looking as if it is trying to break below its HB7 price. That's 43 times book value. And if it is successful, well, its target then becomes the HB6. So that is a fair decline. So watch this one very carefully. Tesla has broken out over its HB3. That is 16 times book and has just bowled forward, despite I think really the lack of much of an improvement in the actual outlook. However, as I've said before, it's amazing what a 400, or at least 100 million contribution to the political success of Donald Trump will do. Finally, Netflix was making a concerted effort to break through its HB3, which is 16 times book. But today you will have noticed that it is set back considerably. So if it's going to break out, it isn't going to be in the immediate future then. So, in summary, the past week was a good one for the FANGs until today, that is, with almost everyone up. But what is of prime interest to me is the fact that, well, 5 of what I might call the AI stocks, Amazon, Alphabet, Apple, Microsoft, and Meta, gained nicely in the week. What I might call the master AI stock, NVIDIA, not only lost ground, but maybe breaking support at its HB7 price, 43 times book. Indeed, as we speak today, that appears to be the case. The important question for this week is, if NVIDIA fails at its key support, are the other AI stocks going to continue going their own way? The NASDAQ, by our measure, now has less than 200 points to go to reach back to its all-time valuation high, its HB1 price, or 9.5 times book, where it has peaked twice before with precision in recent years. A breakout here into new absolute high ground is unlikely, in my view. But over my past 60 years in the stock market, I've learned never to try to tell the market anything. It tells me, not vice versa. My closing thoughts for this week are direct and simple. Now we watch and wait. Finally, we are closing registration for our January 10th, 2025 Gold Investing Seminar. Your last chance to sign up will be this Sunday at midnight. So if you have not already signed up, make sure you do by sending us an email with your full name at svagold2025@strategicanalysis.ca. We have a tremendous turnout so far and are pleased to share our methodology with you. If you have not already received an email, but you did register, fear not. We're sending out emails on Monday morning to the final list of attendees. If you have registered and did not receive an email, please check your spam folder. Anyway, that's all for this week. For now, this has been Ross Healy, the chairman of Strategic Analysis Corporation and a senior portfolio manager at McNichol & Associates Asset Management, reminding you that nothing, including investing, is difficult if you have the right tools. I will see you next week.